Hi, happy Tuesday to you, and thank you for tuning in and being a part of the program. Spending a little, if you're catching the early show, certainly a little bit out of a beautiful evening with me before we see the rest of your evening be just as nice, and tomorrow's even nicer. Glad to report a shower and some storm chances thereafter, but we're going to see temperatures in the upper 70s tomorrow, mid 80s by this Thursday, and no rain to worry about until then, or until after then, actually. A lot of calendars are full this time of year. The election calendar is one that I'll speak about in just a few seconds. Just to let you know, for most parents certainly aware, but for everyone else, school's almost out for the summer, and the McGoffin County High School prom is actually this Saturday. The Grand March, I believe, around 6:45, and I think that next Tuesday, Paintsville is where you're going to want to be if you're wanting to catch the 57th District softball and baseball tournaments. Monday and Tuesday of next week for the district tournaments. Wednesday of next week will be senior awards at 6 at the high school. Thursday of next week, the Harold Whitaker Middle School promotion ceremony, if you will, 8th grade promotion, starting at 6:30, and a week from this Friday will be the McGoffin County High School graduation, and our seniors returned safely, I believe, last night, if I'm not mistaken, from their senior trip, and we're glad to be able to tell you that. The election calendar is the other calendar that we wanted to pass along to you tonight. One week from right now, the 2023 primary election will be, well, essentially closed and being tabulated, which won't take that long. It's a primary election in Kentucky, and sad to say, voter turnout is never anything as to the level it should be. But nevertheless, some important information for you as far as no excuse voting precincts and things of that nature, and times that you can vote before Election Day. And it's also all information that you'll be able to see, as well as our sample ballots in this week's edition, again, printed in the Sagersville Independent. If you want to get a hand on a paper copy, you'll be able to do so again this week. Yes, the primary election a week from today. On the downhill side of it by then, absentee excused voting ends tomorrow, and there is no Saturday voting on the machine this Saturday for absentee excused voting. Then, however, next week, starting on Thursday, that will be Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, no excuse voting begins, early voting essentially, where anyone can vote. Don't have to have a reason. That's next Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And that will be, and of course, in the county clerk's office. It will be 8:30 till 4 each day. I believe that includes Saturday. I will verify that tomorrow. I didn't put this report together until after 4:30 today, so I'll verify that tomorrow. But I do believe it is Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, noon to 1. They're closed for lunch, but otherwise you can vote without an excuse. Just come in and vote either of those days for early voting, Thursday, Friday, or Saturday between 8:30 and 4 p.m. in the county court clerk's office. Precincts, polling places are unchanged, but for any new voters or anyone uncertain, just a reminder, Ward 2 and State Road will be at the Community Center. Bloomington, Johnson Fork, and Bays will be at North McGoffin Elementary. Carty Branch is, of course, at the Middle Fork Volunteer Fire Department. And then Ward 1, the other of the two, of course, polling places that make up our city races, which has no bearing on this election. Not even sure why I mentioned it, but Ward 1 will be at the McGoffin County Courthouse. As for the rest of our polling places in McGoffin County, Ivington and Bradley at the McGoffin County High School, Flat Fork at the North McGoffin Volunteer Fire Department, Meadows and Lakeville will be at the District 3 Fire Department, and Wireman and Atkinson will be at South McGoffin Fire Department. Taking a quick look at the sample ballot, which will be printed again in this week's edition of the Sagersville Independent, starting with the Republican primary candidates. We'll begin with Governor Eric Dieters, Bob DeVore, Mike Harmon, Alan Keck, Dennis Ray Omerod, Ryan Quarles, Johnny Ray Rice, Robbie C. Smith, Daniel Cameron, Jacob Clark, David O. Cooper, and Kelly Craft. And that will round out the Republican field, all candidates for Governor of Kentucky. Other Republican races, Secretary of State, choices are on the Republican ballot Stephen Nipper, Alan Miracle, and Michael Adams. Auditor of Public Accounts, Allison Ball from, of course, Prestonsburg, Derek Peeties. State Treasurer, Mark Metcalf, O.C. O.J. Olika, and Andrew Cooper Ryder, my apologies. And for Commissioner of Agriculture on the Republican ballot, Richard Heath and Jonathan Schell. The Democratic ballot not taking as much time to read, as we have only for governor 3 candidates, 2 for Commissioner of Agriculture. Pepe Martin and Jeffrey Jeff Young challenging, of course, Governor Andy Beshear. And then for Commissioner of Agriculture, Sierra Enlow and Michael Malone. A 2-car crash this morning has resulted in a still ongoing search for the driver who caused significant damage to both vehicles involved and then fled the scene on foot. I'll take you there in just a few seconds. I'll take you on a bit of an astronomy lesson in just a few moments. We kind of might need to go through one, myself certainly, as the Northern Lights are for the next several months, and actually a little more than a year or so, something we might actually get another taste of in the not-so-northern part of the United States. I'll be right back. Get great deals on the greatest brands at Conley Tire with up to $150 back on Goodyears, $100 on Hancooks, $100 on Mickey Thompsons, $125 on Yokohamas. And you can always pay now or later. Plus quick service with oil changes, brake jobs, $35 computer diagnostics to fix and repair your ride at Conley Tire and ConleyTire.net. There's no missing that this is the new McFarland and Tinker Law Office location on the Mountain Parkway in the former Farm Bureau building in Sagersville, just like there's no denying that their nearly 60 years of legal experience has won their clients millions and millions of dollars in disability, auto accident, and wrongful death cases. It's where your case matters to you and to us. McFarland and Tinker, also Griffey approved. Spring is always the most colorful season of the year at the seasonal shop. Come see for yourself. Gorgeous new clothes for everyone. Bright, flowy tops and dresses. Something perfect for Easter. Fun flare leg jeans and new styles and arrivals every day. New sweatshirts and shorts and tees by Royce, Ridge and Holler, and others. And little sleepies are here, all in an incredibly comfy, cute, and durable bamboo viscose material. All this and so much more that you just have to see this spring at the seasonal shop. The reassurance of getting your medications and over-the-counter needs at Sagersville's oldest and most trusted pharmacy. The convenience of curbside pickup and call-ahead service. And the fact that you can walk in, order to go, or sit down and get gourmet quality hot fudge brownies, nachos, shakes, coffees, hot dogs with homemade sauce, desserts, and more makes it more than your hometown Good Neighbor Pharmacy. It's a destination in downtown Sagersville, Frazier's Prater Drugstore. It doesn't get any sweeter than that. Someone dies in the U.S. every 7 minutes from an overdose, and over half of the population gets or takes pills from a friend or a relative. And about 46 million and counting are exposed to narcotics in their drinking water. So don't toss them, flush them, or leave them lying around. Safely dispose of your unneeded meds anytime at Parkway Pharmacy,
where you can always talk to a pharmacist when you need one.
Dauphin County Sheriff's Deputy Tim Clark is investigating this 2-vehicle crash that happened this morning. One of a number of emergency calls over the past 24 hours or so. One turned out to be a non-injury accident. Glad to report on 542 reported yesterday afternoon involving an ATV and a vehicle. This also resulted in no serious injuries, but some serious damage to both vehicles, and the person to blame is still yet to be identified, but authorities are hoping you might be able to help. This vehicle was traveling in the direction of Sagersville in the steepest curve, if you will, the Ivy Point Road area. Roads were a little bit wet this morning after some light rains, and another vehicle, also a pickup truck, also blue in color, was traveling out of Sagersville. The driver started to lose control, slid into this vehicle. Serious and extensive damage. I'm told again, no serious, if any, injuries were the result of the collision. But after the two cars hit, the truck which caused the crash kept on trucking and went on further down Ivy Point Hill, actually pulling into a local business there at Williams Garage in that area. And it's where eyewitnesses say that the driver jumped and bailed and took off on foot, possibly towards the Middle Fork area. And that was the last he was seen, only knowing that when he was behind the wheel of a truck, it was a man, and he had a bandana on his head. The bandana was left behind when he fled this truck and was last seen. The deputy in question, Detective Tim Clark with the McGoffin County Sheriff's Department, says that the investigation has them confidently believing that the owner of the truck was not the one behind the wheel, but that is still yet to be determined as for the actual identity of that individual, but a male who was last seen running from this vehicle, again, which pulled in and parked after not being able to drive it any further, we believe, due to the flattened tire at the mouth of the Conley Farm. Any information that you can help share with the Sheriff's Department, they would greatly appreciate. You don't need your name or anything else, just your information. You can call them at 349-2914. Clark says that at this time the investigation is ongoing, but they're confident that the charges are or will be pending. So I tell you what, let's go on now. Let's go on to our McGoffin Farm Bureau calendar. And let's start off with a birthday, and this one says a happy 59th birthday, Tommy J. Francis. Happy, belated. It was Sunday, but a belated birthday wish to you from your brothers and sister-in-law. Happy birthday, Tommy Francis. Happy birthday to you. This just in from our friends at the McGoffin County Senior Citizen Center, of course, including Director Marlene Howard. The Senior Center is going to be closed a number of days this month, and no Meals on Wheels will be delivered during those days. So here's the calendar changes for you. This Friday, Senior Citizen Center is closed for the indoor senior games bowling. Next Tuesday for Election Day. Next Friday for the outdoor senior games. Then Monday the 29th, Memorial Day. Next Thursday, the 18th, will be commodities, and I'll remind you about that and remind you how they need some help. And also a reminder that the McGoffin County Horse Park will be the location for the next Sagersville Masonic Lodge Horse Show, the 20th of this month. And as I told you last night, Paul W. Montgomery had told me they still had a few classes available for sponsor. And I got a challenge today from our friend J.R. Rao, who says that the Middle Fork Fire Department is sponsoring one of the classes. They're $50 a class to sponsor under their food booth, moniker, if you will, wanting to help Paul and the Masons with this challenge. And they're challenging all other organizations to answer only $50 to help sponsor one of the classes and help support the Coats for Kids program, which is, of course, where all the proceeds are going. Thanks for the challenge, JR. I'll let you know how it goes. Let me know when you have a birthday or an anniversary or a special announcement that I need to tell everyone about. This is how you do just that. From there, we'll go on to funeral service announcements brought to you nightly by our friends at the McGoffin County Funeral Home. They tell me that services are to be held tomorrow afternoon at 3 for Presley Faith Bailey, the infant daughter of Randy and Laura Childers Bailey, who passed away Monday at the UK Medical Center. Survived by her parents, maternal grandmother Sarah Childers of West Liberty, paternal grandfather Randy Bailey and Lakin Smith, Aunt Samantha Hampton, three uncles Michael Childers, Mitchell Bailey, and Ryan Bailey of Sagersville. Presley Faith is preceded in death by a maternal grandfather, Buell Cantrell, and paternal grandparents, Faye Gibson and Jean Bailey. Services tomorrow afternoon at 3 from the Bethlehem to Calvary Apostolic Church. Burial will follow at the Jim and Lula Prater Cemetery on Half Mountain. Visitation will start tomorrow at noon, just prior to services. McGoffin Farm Bureau and manager Doug Green are proud to welcome Agent Jeff Salyer to the agency. Jeff's lifelong knowledge of the community and our people make him an immediate asset for all of your auto, home, life, commercial, and retirement investments. They're waiting for your call or visit at McGoffin Farm Bureau. There where every day starts, it's made and it ends. From hitting the floor to hitting the road and back, your feet carry the day's duties. And if you're hurting from what might be a work or sports or stress-related fracture you don't even know about, diabetic, or that all too often heel pain that just won't go away, or any type of pain or discomfort or in need of wound care, come to where they care.
Put your best foot forward and come visit our podiatry team. We care about our patients and their feet.
That's Dr. Cheney and her team at Hope Family Podiatry Center next to Hope Family Pediatrics on the Mountain Parkway.
Tired of long-term commitment plans? Then Appalachian Wireless has the new plans for you. No credit check, no contracts, and most of the features are postpaid. It's Forward Pay, the simpler way to do wireless on the region's premier cellular provider. And it starts as low as $19.99 per month for unlimited talk and text. At 5 gigabytes of data for only $29.99 per month. Or at 10 gigabytes of data for only $39.99 per month. Or go with unlimited data starting at $64.99 per month with 25 gigabytes of high-speed data before being throttled. Because we are you. We are Appalachian Wireless.
2 locations, 2 ATMs, too much history, over 120 years, and just too many reasons not to trust the oldest, only banking family that exists for the sole purpose of helping your families, our friends, grow financially and securely. Lean on Sigersville National Bank for any of your home, auto, commercial, retirement, or online banking needs. And let us help you make your dreams come true. So I'll have for you, hopefully on tomorrow, I got some video in of the Veteran Memorial dedication for McGoffin County Roadway, or Roadways, I guess, maybe over the weekend. And I was at the Rescue Squad auction, but I had some video brought in today. Just haven't had it edited as of yet, so hope to have that report for you maybe as soon as tomorrow. With that said, I've got a minute. How about a quick astronomy lesson, the Northern Lights, or something that folks in our part of the world and much of the world to our south, well, only talk about and hope to see and have to travel to do so. But, of course, as we have seen in just the past month or two, well, things happen. They're happening because of just an 11-year cycle. That's just that. It's a cycle, no conspiracy theories or anything. It's just that, an 11-year cycle when the sun's magnetic fields flip. And when it gets close to flipping in that peak, a lot of solar activity, and that's why the Northern Lights are becoming such a hot topic to see and discuss as of late. And there's a pretty good forecast for tomorrow for some parts of the nation. For more, you can go to spaceweather.com or noaa.gov, which is exactly where I did the first. I think is where I pulled this video from, as they're certainly glad to share it with anyone. And it talks about, and this is just kind of takes you through some of the last events we've seen April of just this year, just a few weeks ago, and then we had some in March as well, that a lot of folks in the United States and other parts of the world, but a lot of folks in the United States got to see the Aurora Borealis, or Northern Lights, that they just don't get to. And it's a pattern that's just going to continue right on till 2025. And you know my affinity for, as I've professed it each and every time, that the weather cooperates with a meteor shower, and this is much bigger. And it's just worth noting and keeping in the back of your mind, because it could happen. These storms are predicted after the sun releases some plasma, like just happened on Sunday during a coronal mass ejection, and that plasma is currently headed towards the Earth at what they call breakneck speeds. That's, I'm sure, layman's terms. NASA says that this plasma is going to hit the Earth tomorrow, and it will excite our atmosphere and help the auroras shine. And it's just the latest in a series of solar storms that have hit our planet in recent months as the sun nears this peak activity, which will be in 2025, year after next. Folks, is in the southern parts of the United States, or as far south as North Carolina, Utah, Colorado, North Mexico, and New Mexico, not North, New Mexico, and a lot of other states have been getting in on this, and there were some, even in Kentucky, the northern parts of the state, got a glimmer of them faintly this last go-around. So keep that in mind. Before heading out, you can check the Aurora forecast, which is, I'm going to call it up-to-date because it's very short-lived. Because geomagnetic storms are notoriously hard to forecast. And this one here has this for tomorrow. Really, of course, not anywhere close to being down into the United States at all. But these forecasts are only good for half an hour at a time, and if this were to be a G2 or a G3, the G3 being the stronger, could put it closer down into, of course, Canada and the United States. A G4 was what we saw just several weeks ago that allowed a lot of folks in the United States who never get to see the Northern Lights to do just that. So no high expectations for tomorrow, or possibly even throughout 2025, but certainly a great topic of discussion that everyone had just a few weeks ago or several weeks ago when it happened, and, fingers crossed. We'll see. Now let's see what is much more certain, but not 100%, obviously. No, I will go out on a limb and say there's a 100% chance or likelihood that the next 2 days are going to be beautiful. That's a pretty safe bet. Not as safe as the Derby bet was this weekend, but it's a safe bet. 49 degrees tonight, mostly clear skies for the rest of your Tuesday. Nice mild evening to maybe venture down to the Rainy Park, catch a little youth baseball or softball, just saying, or see anything else you can do outside. Mostly clear skies tonight, northerly winds 5 to 7 tomorrow. mid to upper 70s at 77 for your Wednesday. It's going to be sunny. Winds are going to be pretty calm. It's going to be a nice, beautiful day in the neighborhood, mostly clear tomorrow night. And then Thursday, nicer still, those days that we long for to be more summer-esque. Well, Thursday's going to be 85, mostly sunny, mostly cloudy that night as we have some shower and storm chances rolling in for your Friday. Not all that great. I'll get there in a second. But mid-80s, a lot of sunshine for your Thursday. The next 2 days are going to be picture perfect and beautiful. Clouds will be on the increase Thursday night. No precipitation there. As for the next chance of some showers, maybe some thunderstorms, maybe midday Friday after 2 o'clock or so. And right now this system is only giving us a threat of about a 30% shot. Partly sunny skies, still holding on to relatively the mid-80s for your Friday. And Friday night is not all that bad either. We'll see mostly cloudy skies, but still only a 30% chance of some showers and thunderstorms. We'll pinpoint that scenario down a little more tomorrow, certainly into your Thursday, but right now it's a no-brainer. The next 2 days are going to be perfect, and Friday, not all that bad. And Saturday, we will double those shower and storm chances, however, actually to the tune of 60%. Still in the low 80s, low to mid, close to mid. Partly sunny skies for your Saturday. Not all that bad, but a 60% chance. Showers and storms for basically all weekend long with less sun for the latter half. 83, mostly cloudy, and still a 60% chance of showers and storms. We clear up and then back off temperature-wise for your Monday. Showers are on their way out. Partly sunny skies and cooler at 73. And then we recover slightly for next Tuesday, and no shower chances to speak of, just mostly sunny skies. Not a terrible forecast. Not the best for your weekend, but it's going to be in the 80s. And that's going to wrap it up. Thank you for spending a little time. If you're catching the early show, certainly. Thank you for spending a little bit of a beautiful evening with me. Now go back to enjoying the rest of it, and I hope to see you back here tomorrow night. Thanks for watching.